Dear Diary, today was a pretty typical day at the hospital. When I got there, Dr. Miller paged me to help me out on the paperwork in the East Wing, and that means I had to be on interrogation. As a hospital, it's our job to help people with any problems they may have that medical training can solve. Unfortunately, this means we get a fair share of very interesting cases. Last week we had a guy who had his hat super glued to his head. Anyway, people are always getting things stuck in less pleasant places, if you get my drift. And that's what Dr. Miller wanted my help with. As much as people hate it, we have to ask them about how things got stuck there.
I sat on it.
I needed somewhere to hide it.
I was bored. You really don't want to know.
Anyway, as doctors, we all hate delivering bad news. That's why we get Ben to do it. He has a knack of telling people that sort of thing.
I can't believe I've only got a month to live.
I'm here for you, buddy.
Well, it works, I guess. Mind you, you should have seen how drunk he got when it was snowing. All those car crash patients he had to drink with. Anyway, after I checked up on Mrs. Liver Failure patient, I went to the tuck shop and I saw the weirdest thing there.
My pens! My free pens! Yeah! Stuff.
Anywho, the lunch break was the usual rush. You have to be very careful where you sit. The system is very complex. There's the surgeons, the nurses, the doctors, and the newbies. I usually sit with the nurses, but it was Tuesday, and that meant it was chocolate cake day on the dessert.
Ugh, I'm so fat.
No, you're not. It's me that's fat.
No way, you're like a stick. I feel so overweight. No, you're not fat. I'm the fat one.
Ugh, I'm so fat. Anyways, I decided to sit with the newbies.
What's the hardest thing about being a doctor?
How do you give bad news to a patient?
Can I get sued for screwing up a surgery? How many patients have you killed?
Note to self. Never ever 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 do that to yourself ever again. That was the most awkward situation since somebody stole your clothes at the gym and you had to go home in a towel. Speaking of awkward situations, I have to go and do the paperwork on that guy who died today, because one of their surgeons dropped their pen in him while they were searching his pancreatic aneurysms. Love, Carrie.
I'm sorry, sir. We have to know, just for the records.
Well, I was bored and...
You know what? I've changed my mind. We don't need to know.
Go then.
No, we still need to know why this was there too.
Well, afterwards I started to get second thoughts, so I tried to use the coat hanger to get it out and...